The Crosse Promise is a revitalization effort that focuses on linking economic development and education.
Well, new details on the program were recently announced, including how it's making education more accessible for La Crosse families. There are three main prongs to the Promise program.
The first involves future centers, or places high school students can get prepared for the next step in their life after graduation. That phase is already in place at high schools in our area.
The second prong is a scholarship that would fund a student's post-secondary education for certain families that live in La Crosse. The third prong involves the economic development. Program directors are hoping will come to the city as a result of that education.
Tonight we continue our coverage of the Crosse Promise and what it means for our community.
News 8's Leah Linscheid joins us now in the studio to break down the second prong of that program.
40 other cities across the country have similar Promise programs, but only La Crosse is tying in the concept of economic development, and it's doing that through place-based scholarships. That's money to pay for your child's post-secondary education if you build your home in the city of La Crosse.
This is a house that has 4 bedrooms.
It's a part of the American dream.
A little patio on the back, a little deck.
Right here in La Crosse.
This is, I think, a family of 4 or 5 that are living here. Yeah, this is perfect house for them.
It's also a part of a promise that this city wants to give its residents. The La Crosse Promise is the newest effort to revitalize the community, and it's using education and housing to do it.
And this is a really interesting concept that's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
One phase of the Promise program involves place-based scholarships, a promise to pay for a child's post-secondary education if the family builds a home in La Crosse.
You know, a house is the single largest purchase that someone ever makes in their life.
A home is often the foundation upon which you build your entire life. At least, that's what the Promise is hoping. The program will offer a scholarship to fund post-secondary education within the state, based on the cost of tuition at UW-Madison. To qualify, a family has to build a house worth $150,000 or more within the La Crosse School District, and they have to live there until their children graduate high school.
The neat thing about the Promise programs is they help a community contribute to their own destiny.
The idea is, with the promise of that scholarship, families will invest in their neighborhood by building their life and their home there, and that investment works both ways.
So the family is making a direct investment in the community by building a house, and in turn, the La Crosse Promise is making a direct investment in that family by helping to fund education for their students.
But is there room in the city to build?
We've heard that there's not a place to build. I think as they say, the proof is in the pudding.
The city itself has built nearly 50 homes in just the last decade, and there's currently 40 lots available to buy.
There are a lot of lots available and a lot of lots that will become available for building a new home.
Full family room in the basement and, living room, kitchen.
This is what the Promise wants to build. The American dream, a home in the heart of La Crosse that can help breathe new life into its neighborhoods. And it's using the promise of education to achieve it. At this point, the La Crosse Promise is an initiative without funding. The organization is currently working to raise money to make this program a possibility.
Leah, these scholarships are starting with students whose families will be buying homes or building homes in La Crosse, but they're hoping to actually expand this so that every student in the La Crosse School District receives a scholarship.
Right, Lisa. They're going to roll this out in phases. The first phase is the build, where you have to build a home worth $150,000. The next phases could include just owning a home in La Crosse or choosing to buy a home in La Crosse. And hopefully at some point it will be a universal place-based scholarship.
So people who rent or just live or buy or build, they will all be included.
Live in the school district of La Crosse, yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Leah.